Hey there, everyone. I'm Emily A. Hay, the founder of Hey There Social Media. Welcome to our guest speaker social media video series, where I interview incredible women who are work-life integrators. Work-Life Integration Nation is about living every moment intentionally, bringing together your professional responsibilities and your personal choices into one with synergy. I think of it as a way to design your day, to really design your life. It allows you to be present and fulfilled, not overwhelmed and not lacking focus. So with that, we welcome you to Work-Life Integration Nation. This entrepreneur is a very busy mama to four, and welcome. We have so much to chat about. How are you today?
Good. I'm so excited that you chose me to come and speak about how I run this crazy life over here. I think for me, I really didn't even have a choice. I have so many hats in life between being a mom and being a medical professional, and then accidentally starting this business that I never had any plans to do. My bandwidth is just maxed out. So I really had no choice but to find ways to be creative and integrate everything together so that I was still honoring my life as a individual, but also as a mom and a family and things like that. So I am very fortunate that I can run probably 90% of my tasks as a entrepreneur from my phone. So work-life integration sometimes looks like answering emails and social media DMs from the doctor's waiting room while my kids are coloring, waiting for, the doctor to come in and things like that. But for me to be able to do all of the things that I do, there was just no option but to find ways to blend them together.
That's so helpful to hear. And, I've heard from other gals too, that they felt like they didn't have a choice, but yet when you give the examples of being able to take care of so many important life things right from your phone, wherever you are, to me, it sounds like that's a nice way to be intentional and to say, I'm going to use every minute that I can to be productive. But maybe tell me, how do you make sure that you don't feel overwhelmed with that?
I think that is the part that can be tough to juggle, especially nowadays where people do expect you to be so connected and everyone expects responses instantly. I mean, if we're being honest. And so sometimes it can be hard to set those boundaries and just be able to shut it off. I think it's something that we're always striving towards, finding that perfect balance. And there are times like earlier this week where I said on my Instagram story, I'm done with DMs for today. I'm going to my son's baseball game. And I've made a really conscious effort to make Mace.
Bring them all in.
Yeah. So I have made a really conscious effort to build relationships with all my customers. So they almost feel like they're a part of my life and my family life. And so they really respect when I say time out, I'm just going to be spending the rest of the night with my family. I'll get back to y'all tomorrow. And so that part is hard. I think it really affected me when I felt like I didn't have any maternity leave. So I just felt almost gypped, I guess. Like I wanted to just spend 3 months with my baby alone and not having to wake up every morning and be on and be responding. And that was the part where I kind of felt like I just really missed having that, being able to just walk away from all of it for a time period. But I think you do have to almost set business hours at times, and that can help you be accountable to yourself and your family to not get overwhelmed trying to juggle all of it.
So you've said so many things there that are resonating, and the one thing you should be so proud of yourself to have built such a strong base of customers that you said they feel like a part of your family. And talk about being real. I mean, you told them, I'm not going to be able to get back to you today because I'm headed to my son's baseball game. So I think that's something that's really cool for us to hear, that you're being authentic and you're just letting them know, hey, this is how my life is going right now, and I'll be back to you. So congrats on that part. And the other thing with the maternity leave. So that's true. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you feel like was that one of the more challenging times to have the whole work-life integration thing going for you?
Yeah, I definitely felt like that was a more challenging time. But at the same time, I also realized, when you're in business, I think there's so much focus to constantly be moving forward and growing and scaling and things like that. And I think everyone has to realize that there's going to be times where you're just going to have to stop and say, like, we're just going to let this flow for a little bit. We're not going to be, knocking it out of the park and launching 10 new products, and that's okay. And sometimes just that little pause gives you time to like refresh and reload and get more creative and come up with more ideas and things like that. And so as much as I kind of had to baseline keep up with everything that I had, I really took it as a time to just take a step back and sort of just like let things ride out. And we've worked so hard to get to where we are that we're able to do that. But yes, it was definitely a struggle because all I wanted to do was be with my newborn, and I never took a nap my whole maternity leave. I never took a nap. And like those little things are just stuff that I, think about. Oh, I just wish, I could just put him down for a nap and I could just go take a nap. But instead it was like, I got to get through all these emails. I got to do this and that. And so while it was nice to take the pressure off myself to continue scaling and growing, there was still those daily tasks that just had to be done that I kind of wished I could just get rid of.
Sure. Well, again, I've always felt like the word balance sets us women up to fail because it feels like you have to do it completely, each thing completely and very well, or something's going to fall. So again, obviously I'm an advocate for integrating these things, but it's still important to hear that was a challenge to you. And I think we women need to be aware of all the things we say yes to. And you said you're aware of the hats. And so to be okay with taking a pause, whether it's because you didn't get a pause long enough to get a good nap in, I feel for you there. But if you're taking a pause during maternity time, or if there's something going on in the business, to say, we're on this high, there's all this momentum, why would we slow down? But an intentional pause can be a good thing too. I didn't think about that, Christine. So thanks for mentioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then one other thing I was going to mention for us, as far as work-life integration goes, I feel like we're unique in the sense that we employ our kids. And so we send hand-signed thank you notes with all of our packages to really create that user experience and really give them that feel that this is coming from a family. And they appreciate it. They love collecting the kids' signatures and things like that. But, we employ them, and it is another way that we kind of all work together as a family, and we're getting things done as a business. But we're also, we can play music, and we can all sit together, and we can work on things. And even for my husband and I, before we had the business, we had separate careers that we had a difficult time relating to each other and celebrating wins and losses. If I had a really tough case at the hospital, but we saved this person's life, he couldn't really understand what that was like or what that took. Where now that we own a business together, we have business meetings at the dinner table sometimes, but we are connected in a way where we're celebrating wins and losses together. And so just that alone, being that family business, has kind of helped us integrate that as well, where we're all working together as a family to make this successful.
Have you stopped to think about what you're teaching these children? This is amazing. I mean, talk about modeling what you want them to be. I didn't ask you the question overtly, Christine, but what's going well for you with work-life integration? I feel like that is an amazing example. To have the whole family involved, your kids are writing thank you notes. I'm a customer too, so I shouldn't act like this is a surprise to me. But that's a really, really powerful thing to see, to hear, and to actually visualize happening at your kitchen table. So
and the customers love it. And the kids, they write stuff that I don't even know they wrote. And so sometimes it's a surprise to me because customers will post it. Like my son one time wrote, keep this autograph for when I play in the NFL. Just little like goofy things like that I had no idea he wrote that, but the customers get a kick out of it. And the bonus for us is they think it's hilarious. So it's something they want to post and show, and that's more marketing. And, it just kind of, that's how it that's how it works. So
wow, talk about
definitely
delegation. You're delegating
yeah.
and empowering and letting them do what they want. You trust them. That's a really,
Yeah.
really cool thing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have to ask, let's think about other women who might want to find a way to integrate their work and life. Maybe they're working for a corporation, or maybe they're thinking about a side hustle. Do you have any advice for a woman that would like to become a work-life integrator?
I would say right now is the perfect time to jump into that type of career, I guess, or that type of lifestyle,
Okay.
because with the coronavirus, so many companies are now seeing the value of having people work from home. And they're seeing that people can be productive. And I think the employees are seeing, hey, I can do this. I can work from home and I can get a load of laundry done and maybe get dinner started and things like that. And so I think more than ever, there's really a shift where maybe before it was kind of looked down upon, women trying to balance home life and a job at home, and employers just I don't think they really could understand how that would work. But now that we've been forced into that scenario, I think everyone has really seen that the benefits and the value and how much opportunity there is there. So I would say if it's even a thought in your mind, now is the time to jump in, because there's so many more opportunities to connect those dots than there was, say, like a year ago.
I love it. If not now, when? So that's really powerful advice. I mean, you walk the walk every day, Christine. You wear the hats. Thank you again. In the spirit of busy work-life integration, I know you've got a lot of things to get going. So appreciate that advice. As we wrap up here, where can people find you and Lil Buff Protein online?
So you can head over to our website, which is lilbuff.com, LILBUFF. And you can find us on Instagram, where I put myself out there daily. So if you really want to connect, I show the work-life integration every day. You'll see my kids zooming by and seeing how we make it work. So Lil Buff Protein is our Instagram, and we will see you over there.